Hey guys, do you have problems with motivation, with procrastination, with doing stuff that you know it is not good for you that you do them right now? Because I feel you, like all of my life I had and still have the same problems, always distracting myself with social media, just this useless time wasting Instagram scrolling or just binge watching YouTube videos and all that stuff. And I also had many years problems with heavy drug use, with alcohol, with pornography and all that stuff. And it was because I didn't understand a super important concept I will share with you today. And that just explains that this short-term gratification we always do, and it's not our fault because the world is built like that. Big, huge companies like Instagram, they put billions of dollars to do exactly that, to hold you on their platform, you know? So it's not completely our fault, and it's so hard and takes so much discipline and consciousness and especially understanding why we do such things, you know? And we do those things really just to distract ourselves because it feels good in the moment, short term, you know? Of course, watch porn, drink alcohol, taking drugs, Instagram, it feels good in the moment, you know? But after 1-2 hours or the time you're doing that, after that you feel exactly like before and even worse, you know? And it's also because we do that because we don't understand how important it is to do stuff right now, which is also boring. For example, to build a business, to learn a certain skill set, I don't know, being some kind of creative. It is most of the time super boring, you know, to learn, to build. And we don't want to feel this feeling. But we really have to sacrifice right now to do stuff right now, which doesn't feel always super good and is super exciting and gives us this dopamine hits like pornography, drugs and all that stuff. But they give us, that's the most important point to understand, they give us in the long term, in the future, a much longer and bigger period of time where we will feel more happiness, more excited and have more success and all that stuff, you know? Because if we're just doing now YouTube, Instagram and all that stuff, it's really absolutely just time wasting and just depressing. And I was all of my life super depressed because I was constantly just wasting my time on these platforms and just doing not productive things, you know? And lately I worked out a concept that really changed completely how I think. I'm asking myself what do I want to do, option A or option B? We will discuss it in a second. That helped me so much, so I just wanted to share it with you. We will do a little whiteboard jam and I will explain it to you, and so you have it also a little bit of the visual, and see why literally in every way why it is not worth it to do this stuff Instagram, alcohol and all that stuff, always this short-term gratification. Why it is never a good idea, and why it is always the better case to do stuff right now, to sacrifice now, to be productive and to put the time and energy for the long-term effects. So yeah, let's just jump right into that whiteboard and I will just explain to you some things. So basically we have every hour, every minute, every second, two decisions that we can make. So yeah, 2 decisions. So decision A is procrastination and comfort, because yeah, it is comfortable to just lay on the phone on the couch and just scroll through the Instagram feed. So in general, it's being unproductive. The problem with that is that this brings us to fear and hate, because I don't know what about you, but when I do all that stuff, for example, there were days in my life where literally all of the day or half of the day I was just distracting myself with all kind of stuff like that, you know? And I felt after that so ashamed of me, so unproud of myself. I felt so much hate, and I was always constantly living in this state of fear, you know, because all of that, maybe it is also for you like that. And that again feels, because of course, no one of the people wants to feel that feelings of hate and fear And I know like to a normal degree it's normal, but not in that kind of stuff. And those things, those feelings resulted again in distraction. So it's kind of the same, you know, because we'll come to it, it will be like kind of a circle, because I feel so shit about myself, I want to distract myself. Again, like I don't want to feel that feeling, so I go to YouTube, I go to, I don't know, porn, drugs, alcohol and all that stuff. And the problem with that is when you are already in that cycle, in that kind of like atmosphere of like this negativity, it's super, super hard to get like this initial step out of it, you know, to be productive and all that stuff, what we will come in a second. So it's super hard to get out because of the energy, you know, that it would take. So we are just staying again like in this comfort, in this unproductiveness. And you see, this is just like a circle, you know. And just a few points on this distraction thing. If we distract ourselves, so if yes, then yes, we get like this literally only short-term effects, you know, like we feel in the moment good, like we feel in the moment comfortable, we feel in that moment like kind of happiness, you know, like we always have like this kind of spike of a dopamine. But the problem with it is it's absolutely time wasting. It's not contributing to our future. We waste our dopamine because we have just like a certain level of dopamine that we can use, you know, and if we're constantly like distracting ourselves with like this Instagram porn, we constantly depleting dopamine, you know, and we are getting used to like high levels of like dopamine. And then it feels even harder to do like boring stuff like reading, learning, building a business or something like that. So it's a very big problem. And that goes to like all that thing here we feel afterwards, again, shit. So fear and hate and all that stuff, you know? So like the conclusion of like this system is it's not long-term and not serving us. And additionally, like if we come again to our distraction point here, like if yes, then we have like all that effects. And if we don't distract ourselves, it again goes to fear and hate. And like the circle starts over and over again. So you see, it's just starting, like you could start at every point, but if you just start with like the decision, like we have right now, what I'm doing. Do I want to take my phone in my hand or watch YouTube or doing drugs? Or do we want to do like this decision B, what we will come in a second. But if we make decision A, you see it's like constantly it results in shit, in fear, in hate, and it's not good for us, you know? And on the other side, we have decision B that we can make. And this decision B is in the moment uncomfortable, it's boring, and we sacrifice, you know? For example, we don't go out partying. We don't go take drugs. Guys, I know how awesome it is to dance all night, to take like all the different, like I'm from Berlin, you know? I spent like all of my weekends from Friday till Monday, like going out, different clubs, taking huge amounts of drugs and all that stuff. It's fun, you know, of course, like it's awesome. It's crazy, you know, you can't say it's not cool, you know, and we have to sacrifice it with it because again, it's just destroying ourselves. It's just distracting us from ourselves within. And it's absolutely zero effect for our future. So what are things that are comfortable, boring, and where we sacrifice? It's to learn, to read, to, I don't know, doing business stuff, like in general, you know? But most of the time it's learn and to read and do like that boring kind of stuff we have to do. And every one of you knows what to do, I'm sure. But we always have like this kind of resistance, you know? But also the thing is, you know it, if you do stuff like that you feel afterwards proud of yourself. Like if you work like, for example, all day, or for example, we just start with 3-4 hours per day where you just really invest into that kind of stuff that doesn't give you like instant gratification, still at the end of the day you feel proud of yourself because you were productive, because you get like a little step towards your goals and your dreams that you have. You feel like proud and you have a good feeling. Of course, this feeling is not near the feeling that you could have like from due to pornography, drugs, alcohol. Yes, I know, in the short term. But those good feelings, and especially this kind of proudness, and I think like I'm speaking now especially to the guys, to the men, I don't know, like this kind of, or it could to everyone, but this kind of when I'm like proud of myself, you know, because I'm a man, I'm like, I have to create, I have to build, I have to do something, you know, that gives me like a self-confidence, like a good feeling of being like a good man, like in the old days, like the caveman and all that stuff, because they also had to go hunt to do like this hard stuff, you know, and not always fun stuff. So yeah, you get hopefully the point what I mean. And those things here, because we're doing like all that stuff, like doing business and to read, like you have to see it like long term, you know. They give you like success. It's just a general word. Like I don't mean like necessarily money, just success. Like in the business, you get new clients, you get new jobs, I don't know, you lose weight or something like that. That will give you like success if you repeat that like over a long time, results, and especially what I find is super important, growth, you know, because you grow. Like if you learn every day and you read every day, you always every day you learn and grow a little bit. And that's why, like, it's a whole different topic, but I can also talk about that, like this system that is like built right now with the people just doing one job for 20, 30 years. And they do like literally every day the same thing. And they don't have to push themselves. They don't have to learn. They don't have to grow. And they stay like kind of literally 20 years in the same spot of life, like in the same level, you know, like, yeah, it's just ridiculous and crazy for me. This success results in growth. For example, you learn for 1 week something, or for 1 month, you learn how to get clients, you know, and you write to them like 100 emails a day or even more. And like every weekend, every week, I mean. And of course, the first, second, third, fourth day, you don't get any results. But then like after 1 week, you get like your first client for like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 or even more. And you know, and that gives you again then motivation. And with that motivation, it is easier for you to do the uncomfortable, the boring stuff and to sacrifice. Because now, like if we compare, if you remember, like in the decision A, when we were like in this negative cycle, it was really hard to get out. But if we are like in a good cycle like that and we feel like motivation, it's much more easier to take like this first initial step of doing like this uncomfortable stuff, you know, because we are already like in a good run. So it's so important. And that's why I'm telling you, you literally can decide every second what step what decision you will do. And now, that was just the beginning, like the most important part right now, like from all that system here, we have long-term effects. And those long-term effects are a little bit, I would say, uncertain, kind of not 100%. So we do all that stuff, you know, because we work towards something in the future. And we don't even know, will it work? Like, for example, you have a business idea and you work on the business idea, like 1 year, 2 years. And of course, you cannot know if that will be a success or if it will work, you know. So it's always like this kind of uncertainty. But still, like if you work 1 year, 2 years and you learn and you read and all that stuff and you work on yourself, even if that business idea will not work out, it doesn't matter because like in all the time, 1 year, you learned so much and you can just start like another idea. But just what I wanted to say, you have long-term effects and they will come 100%, but you just don't know like when, if, how they will look like, you know. But also the thing is, what I just said, that I just want to show it to you. Like if you take like a graph, you know, like you have something like that. On that axis, you have like the success. And on that axis, you have like time, you know. And like, if you do exactly like this decision we hear, like in the beginning, not much will happen. You have to invest like the months and years and weeks. So sometimes, you know, like nothing happens, then like it's not feeling good, but then you get like your first little client, you know, and then you again, like nothing happens, but it builds and builds and builds like very slowly, you know, and like after 2-3 years, bam, it's like most of the successful people say, all that work you put into it will connect, make sense, and then the just success will just explode. So it's like a exponential function, you know, and at that point, like when we are here, when like everything is going like up, at that point you have like again like your growth, you have like huge success, you have like money, like or wealth, or yeah, it's not just materialized. I'm also sure you get like people to know like in all that journey, you know, because yeah, if you just go like every weekend partying like in a techno club, you stay in that bubble, and like nothing against techno or like other areas in life. Like most of the people, they are not such big thinkers from my experience. Definitely you are, or you want to be, you know. And if you do like all that stuff, you go to conferences, you go to seminars, you go to places where people are from which you want to learn, that can give you something, you know. But when like you get the success like after 1, 2, 3 or 4 years, it also automatically will get like the right people to you, because you reach out to people, you know, like you connect to people and you build like a kind of a network, but like a good network, you know, like of people which are much more higher than you, and knowledge and like an experience. And also you build like a community around yourself with like good people, you know, like, and also just one more super important thing that was important for me, like if we take money and wealth, you know, like I had most of my life like a super bad mindset about money. Like I didn't hated money, but I never saw money as something like so important and so good. Because money, of course, you can use money for bad things, but you can use also money for good things. It's like just neutral energy, you know, it's what you make out of it. But money gives you so much more things. Like, for example, if you have like mental issues, like for example, me, like I have so much childhood trauma, like of horrible parents, you know, like so many things went wrong, and I have like also still problems like to concentrate. I have ADHD and all that stuff. So with money you can get like coaching, mental coaching, you know, like you can get like good psychological help, like, or like you can pay people that really know what they do and they can just help you mentally, you know. Then also you can just put like money into like people for success, for mindset, for health. Like, I don't know, if you are overweight or something, or spirituality or something, if that's something you're interested in, you know. With that money, you can invest into yourself. Also, like this money, it gives you literally health, you know, because healthy food, you know, like good vegetables, like fish, salmon, omega-3 and all that stuff, like good meat. Also, like, just like health, it's also like mental health. You can go to a spa, you can get like massages and all that stuff. That, because if you work like every day, all day, what I'm doing right now, it's mentally, it's not always easy. You really have to find balances, like in good food, like going to the gym, you know, like doing massages, going to the sauna and all that stuff. And yeah, I don't know, that everything costs money, you know. And if you just like, again, like just distract yourself and you are stuck like in a 9-to-5 job or something, or you work somewhere where you just get barely through the month, you know, you can't get like really those stuff here, what I'm showing you. And also it gives you so much more possibilities. So possibilities, what do I mean by that? You can travel, you know, you can go to awesome events, conferences, seminars and all that stuff. And again, like getting to know new people, like-minded people and all that stuff. Learn, like I was lately, like here in Tbilisi, there was like a crypto Web3 conference. I learned I got to know so many nice people. Like I had so nice talks. I learned so much, you know, like, and it was like really like a, yeah, good changing moment. And you can just in general, just have fun, adventure. You can go like on road trips and I don't know, you can go to super crazy, interesting place and all that stuff. You get the point. And let me just sum up a little bit, like, yeah, I mess it up a little bit. So you have like decision A and decision B. One important thing is also like, where's like this happiness component? Like I'm aware, like I'm pretty sure that you can't find like happiness in the outside world. It doesn't even matter. Like even the things that I just told you, like with the money that you can buy, all that stuff, and like people and like connections and all that stuff. I think happiness has to come really from within, you know? But like, if you do decision A, procrastinating, you definitely will not be happy. Like not from the inside, because you don't feel proud of yourself, you know? And decision B is, I think that's a process. It's what I feel right now. It gives me just like a feel of I'm proud of myself, you know, and I get a result. Like, for example, I get a new client with like for $2,000-3,000 with a job, you know, like, yeah, I'm still like at the beginning, but then I feel like happy because all that I did was like worth it, and it works, you know, and that path you are going and you are doing, that it's like the right way, you know, and this, it's like constantly like a feel of happiness, you know, like I don't have like, if I do that stuff like this decision B, I don't have like this feeling of like super happiness, for example, especially if you do drugs or alcohol or you gamble or something, you know. It's like this super artificial spike of like feeling good. I don't have it, but I have like when I go outside, when I just have a walk, when I go to the supermarket, when I go to the gym and all that stuff, I always have this kind of underlying feeling of feeling good, of happiness. I'm walking around like here, like outside, I'm going somewhere and I have like always a smile, you know, like, and I'm only at the beginning, and I think like if you do that long term, and then you will get like this big successes and like this big results, like, you know, that we just talked about. And it gives you all that possibilities, and and there will come a point where you don't have to like work 10-12 hours every day. Like you will find like systems where you can just break it down, where you can give work to other people, so you have more time. So that's like a compound effect, and it will get like only better, you know what I mean? And also the happiness will come from if you invest the money like into psychological help, like into coaching, like into mindset and all that stuff. So yes, you can't get like this happiness from the external world, but you can do like a lot of stuff in the external world to create like happiness from within, you know what I mean? So yeah guys, I hope you liked it, and I've created a PDF for you. You can download it completely for free in the first link in the description. Print it out, or just have again like a look where it's a little bit better like visualized. So yeah, you can by yourself read through it again and just understand it through within you, you know? So yeah, give me feedback, what you think about it, and like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.